a new day, Newnan. Yes, it is. God, I wish that's how stupid I sounded, like, all the time. I wish I could stay in this permanent place of stupid sounding singing. But I can't, y'all know why? Because, I'm talented as heck, baby. And today we are going to dive into how talented and amazing I am. Which is what we do every week, right? Right. Because today we are discussing escape rooms. I, Harold, am I used to be regular. Now I think I am officially seasonal escape room worker. I've been on a bit of a break because of mental health. Y'all know how that is. You're like doing stuff and then all of a sudden you want to die. And you think about that a lot, and you think about that more than you think about other things. And you need to be around certain people and situations that keep that from happening. And that is what is currently going on in the old snoggin. It's like a noggin and a brain. I don't know where the S comes from. I guess I don't know words. I was homeschooled. Baby, have we heard about that? Have we heard about me being homeschooled? I was homeschooled from elementary to 11th grade. I believe it's 11th grade. When my father left, I was 17. Yeah, barely 17. No, I think I was 16, about to turn 17. I think it was the month before I turned 17. And my father and mother started fighting a lot. My father had falling feelings for another woman. And so when that kind of hit the fan, they tried to make it work. It did not work. And one day, while I was, with my girlfriend, we had made out. I touched her boob, and she kind of touched my boobs, but not really. Girls don't really like touching guys' boobs a lot, which is silly. So after the boob touch, and I was going to take her home, we went upstairs, and I heard the front door just slam, and my mom is sobbing in the other room, and I see my dad drive away, and my mom says that he's gone and he's leaving, and he did. He left. It's not like he left and moved away really far. Now he lives far away. But he left and moved close by, tried to stay in contact with all of us, still hang out with us, all that stuff. So he didn't drive away and never come back. But I did not know he was leaving that day. He did not say goodbye. He was upset. Anyways, what is the point of this? Oh, so homeschooled. So following that, my mother tried to do the homeschooling on her own, but it was hard. It was hard for her to have to figure out how to get by financially and go through a divorce and still finish up homeschooling and helping me out. So at about 11th grade, she stopped, and I had to finish up myself. So I just kind of bypassed it and got the GED at that point. But that's my history of being homeschooled, is a regular homeschooler and then not a regular homeschooler. And I'll tell you what, homeschooling was dope. It was dope as heck. Dope as a big heckin' heck. And if people make fun of that and they tell you, oh, homeschooler, what are you, an idiot? A dumb idiot with no friends? I bet you're a virgin. You know what? I was a virgin. I was a virgin till I was 20 years old, and I don't regret that either. I lost my virginity. This episode's going all kinds of places. I lost my virginity on Valentine's Day. When I was 20 years old, I broke into a house with my girlfriend, and we brought an air mattress, and we brought some wine, I think. May have been beer. And I blew up the air mattress, and we had a candle, and we had to get buckets of water to bring over to the toilets in the house. It was it was a house for sale, so no one lived in it. And we made love on an air mattress in a house that no one lived in, and then we went back home, because we weren't going to sleep there because it got spooky. And I think that's a really romantic story, and I'm glad that that is my story and not being hung upside down on monkey bars and having sex where everybody found out, which is what happens to public school kids. I do not want upside down monkey bar sex. So I'm very proud of the fact that I lost my virginity that way. And just don't get it twisted, y'all. Just because I lost my VG card, that don't mean I wasn't hitting bars. And hitting bars means making out and touching. You know what it is. Them boobies. Anyways, with all this knowledge that I have procured over the last years, I now am using it to figure out why Newnan doesn't have an escape room. It seems like it would be something we would have. You have several escape room companies. The one I worked for was called Mastermind Games, and we had 5 different rooms available at our venue. And since I've left, they've replaced one, the easiest one, and they've added a new one that's Dracula. And that's what it's like. Like, each room is themed. We have a bank. We have the Wild West. We had Cabin in the Woods, where you're in a cabin in the woods. We had Sorcerer's Secret that was magic. And we had a zombie escape one. And all of these seem like things that Newnan should have. Newnan should have an escape room. And I've been thinking about it and thinking of what the specifics would be. And that's what I want to talk about today, is what a Newnan escape room would look like, and some ideas, and to get your feedback, because I'm excited to hear from you on my escape room ideas. Firstly and first most is the name, and I think the Newnan Time Escape Experience is the best name. I started doubting it as I said it. The Newnan Time Escape Experience. Maybe not the word experience. Maybe just Newnan Time Escape. Newnan Time Escape. So that takes, we could pull from the Herald, Newnan Times Herald. We can pull from me, Newnan Time with Herald. And then you just throw the word escape on there. That's actually like a legit good name. It's not like, LOL, Herald, so funny. It's like a good name. I did a good job there. And the themes would be stuff based on things in Newnan, obviously. So I'm thinking, and I know everyone's going to be like, oh, there's a roundabout joke and a sprayberry joke. And you know what? No. Today I am not going to do a sprayberry joke and a roundabout joke. I've actually thought of some cool things. So, firstly, trolley folly, right? And the way this one works is you get into the Newnan trolley, like the setup would be you walk up to the door and it's got a wait here for trolley, and it's got the hours for the trolley and all that, and then you hear the noise of it. I don't know, does it chew? In my mind it goes choo choo, but it doesn't. It's just a big ugly bus. So not even a big, it's just a small ugly bus. It's like you get a 2-year-old and you're like, drive a bus, and he can only color with his fingers, finger paint, and he makes that. And there you go. It's a 2-year-old finger painting, which actually sounds really cute. Now I want to be on it. But you get on it and you get trapped in there because it's so old and poorly managed that you get trapped inside the trolley. And the only way out is to solve puzzles that are related to the history of Newnan. Because the trolley kind of, oh, my insulin pump's beeping, y'all. I'm running out of insulin. You know what that means. I'm gonna die while recording zippity-doo-dah-day. So you're in there and you're like, oh, what? Look at all these codes. There's all these different names. Which name is the name of the founder of Newnan? And then you got to find Daniel Newnan and take his name. And there's a key behind it and stuff like that. But what you would want to do, I don't know if you've ever been to Universal Studios, but you can ride the Hogwarts Express, and it doesn't really move much, but the windows are digital, so it makes it look like you're passing things. So what you would do is you'd have the digital windows and make it seem like you're going to all these destinations in Newnan, which of course you're not. You're staying nice and safe in your little Twawi escape room. But the different things you see and you drive by will be clues. And if you miss it and you're not paying attention, you got to wait for to circle back around. So time is ticking in this escape room. You got to pay attention to what is going on. And I don't want to die. Stop beeping at me. I apologize, you guys. I have no control over this. It's called type 1 diabetes. Ask your aunt about it. Okay? And then you get to the end, and the only way to get to the end is to like break down the trolley, so no one has to go on it ever again. So pretty cool idea, I think. So that's my first idea, is trolley folly. The next one would be called City of Home. So you go inside a house, and it's a historic house, and it creaks and squeaks. This would be a multiple room one. So first you go into all these historical homes have like the big hallways when you first come in. So first you go into the big old hallway, and you have to, it's all grandma design. It's all old shit, and it's all lamps, and it's all fine china and quilts. And these are the different things. I'm going to talk louder than my insulin. And these are the different things that you have to use to solve the puzzles. Like, oh, look, there's this hole, but my hand doesn't fit through it. Oh, you know what I bet will fit through it? This old, ugly-looking curtain rod. Oh, let me get this gold curtain rod down that has cat heads on the sides, and oh, that opens it up. Then you move on to the kitchen where food's being baked, and Fox News is on a little TV in the corner because people in downtown Newnan have little TVs in their kitchen. And then you move on into the master bedroom, and the master bedroom's where you have to really escape, and you have to find the deed to the house, and you have to stop the apartments from coming in. So you got all these different layers of things that are important to people who have these nice homes in downtown Newnan, and it's all themed around ugly shit that your grandma's gonna have, or your grandpa, or your really rich uncle who hasn't joined us in the new century. So I think that is what I would want for my second room at Newnan Time Escape. Next, what I would like to do is I would like to take it down the sharpsy for cowboys and Indians. Now, I know we don't do Indian impressions anymore. We don't mock Indians. We don't talk about them being savages. We don't do that because it's wrong. It's cultural appropriation. But East Coweta High School still does it. So it's okay there. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an escape room that's cowboys and Indians. And what it will be is what would happen if East Coweta High School, where there are cowboys, all the rednecks, it was just taken over by, we would say the spirits of Indians who were brutally murdered so long ago. I was going to say decades ago. But that would, technically, eventually it's decades. It might be hundreds of decades, but it's decades. So it's not hundreds of decades. I'm showing my homeschool knowledge right now, and I apologize. So decades ago, these Indians were killed, and East Coweta was put on top of it. And now the ghost of the Indians are coming back to get revenge on the cowboys, and they target the redneck boys. So you'd be inside a school. You'd start in the I guess you'd probably start in a classroom. We don't want a second hall. So you'd start in the classroom, and you'd have, it looks like a modern-day school, but it looks like these ghosts are just destroying everything. I think this one would probably be the best, an escape room where you are in a public school, and there are ghosts trying to keep you from escaping. And so what you have to do is you have to find ways to release those ghosts, find ways for them to come to peace, find ways for them to get their revenge, maybe even sacrifice someone in your party, things like that. I love that. I think that is a wonderful. If there was a book written, a scary book that I am now going to write about that very thing, I would love it. I would love a book that I wrote about that. And then finally, because we're sitting at 3 escape rooms now, we've got the City of Home, which is just one home. We got Trolley Folly. We have Cowboys and Indians. And we'd finish it off with Starved to Death. And what this would do is this would actually put you right in Newnan Square. So the first room you'd walk into is grass. And it's got one of those big, giant soldier statues, which are weird. And then you have 3 doors around you. One that says Mad Mexican, one that says The Redneck Gourmet, one that says Leaf and Bean. So you've got these 3. They're all different. They're all unique. And each of these rooms is going to have a key that you need to get out. It's a key, big gold key, but you have to find in each room. So first you would go into the Mad Mexican, which, tacos, bottled beer, disappointment. I don't know. I haven't been to the Mad Mexican in a long time, but there's a reason. It's because I already know better tacos exist, and I love me a taco. So, love me a taco. So you go in there, you got to find a way to get the key. Then you go to the Redneck Gourmet, and you're fighting like a crazy old redneck, their mascot. You got to find a way to get the key among the fried food. Then you go to Leaf and Bean, and it's this cozy thing, and it seems all cozy. And then people start screaming and throwing stuff and acting crazy, and you got to find the gold key. So once you collect all 3 of those gold keys, you can get out of Starved to Death. And that is my idea for escape rooms. That's 4 of them. 2 of them are pretty large, with the house one's pretty large, and the Starved to Death is pretty large. So we wouldn't want to go too big. So 4, I think, is the best way to do it. If you don't agree, hey, let me know, and we can talk about a whole nother idea. Because guess what? I don't have the funds to make this happen. The only way this can happen is by the kindness of strangers. And you, my dear, beautiful baby ladybug, are a stranger. Unless you're my friend. Lastly, today is a feel-good story, and this comes from our friends who ignore us and pretend like we don't exist, which all good friends do, from the Newnan Times-Herald. If you are aware, a while ago we heard the horrible news of the fire on Macedonia Road. Killed 6 people, children and adults, injured 5 others. This was back in June. Big deal, really awful. But the community is coming through like we did, and will continue, and is forever true. Because at the heart of it all, what is the point of all this? The point of this is to laugh, have fun. That's why I exist. I was born to make sure we have fun in Newnan. I was born out of the darkness to bring light to us all. And I want people to laugh, and I want them to have a good time. And the community, they're great about that. When things really get real crappy, people in Newnan step up, and they're like, yo, let's help out others, and let's figure out a way to make things better. Sometimes it requires really awful things to happen. So when I say that, yeah, I think we can all do better. I think we need more resources for stuff. I think we need more representation for those that aren't white old people. And I think we need less me, probably. I think we're probably at the point where I need to go away. But you know what? I'm never going away. I am the light. I shine upon you. Follow me, and I will bring you eternal glory. Some of that is true. But locals coming together. They've got a local contractor. This guy's name is Justin Fugate. He's a family friend. And there's a home that this family, that the survivors are going to be moving into, and all these members of the community and all these people are coming together to get this home ready as soon as possible for this family to live in, free of charge. It's a great story. It's over here, front page. Volunteers help rebuild home for survivors of fatal fire. You can see that over the Newnan Times-Herald. I definitely recommend you go and read this. At the very bottom, it says, to volunteer for this project, contact thefriendlycontractor@gmail.com. So if you want to reach out and you want to be part of things, even small things that you can do, guys, you don't have to have the hammer and nail and do everything. But again, to volunteer for this project, contact thefriendlycontractor@gmail.com. Look, that's all for me today. I had fun. I enjoyed talking about escape rooms. I enjoy that I exist. I enjoy that you exist. And I hope great things happen to everybody. And I hope only love happens. And I hope you get an A+ on your next homework. I love you.